Yo, welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. On today's video, we have my friend Busy Blue. What's going on?
Nothing much. You look good. I like that green shirt.
Thank you. I like your black shirt and your red hat.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, how you been?
I've been good. I went to the Xscape concert this weekend, so that was a lot of fun. Tasha
Yes, tell me all
wasn't there.
about it.
So Tamar, she got a little messy for a little bit, but she cried because it was the day before the anniversary of her sister's death. Rest in peace, Tracy Braxton. But she was kind of getting a little messy. I will say the mics were on, everybody's
Okay,
mic.
wait. How was she being messy?
She was like, "Well, I know what y'all came here to for me to talk about, so let me get into the mess." But then she didn't really talk about it. I do think though that she wasn't supposed to sing her song Changed.
Right,
And
because we don't know that song. So can we get to All the Way Home and Love and War and,
no,
you
you
know?
don't know that song. I know that song very well. So she said she wasn't, it sounded like she wasn't supposed to sing it, but she still got it in the set.
And why wasn't she supposed to sing it, Busy?
I don't know. I mean, I guess everybody else is singing old songs while you bringing new stuff.
Because we don't know the new stuff. And you're only wanting to
I
sing
like that
it.
song.
But can you admit that she's only like she's promoting it off of Kandi's back?
I think that I think that Candy's back is helping, but I don't think she's promoting it off of Candy's back. But I think that Candy's back is helping. She had her own TV show with the Queen's Court. She had to do publicity around that, and then I think Candy and everything that's happening with her has definitely helped it propel to another, space. Now all we need to do is fight with Oprah, and it's gonna be a number one hit.
Did you watch it, the Queen's Court? Because I didn't see it.
I did. I loved it. And I was shocked that I did love it because I hate Evelyn Lozada.
Because she a
But
colorist?
you said what?
Because she's a colorist?
Well, you like the colorist people, right?
Who?
You do.
Who? I mean, Giselle has a really nice banter with Portia on Ultimate Girls Trip, but I mean, I can still call out colorism and I can.
But you normally like those people who are colorist.
No, I don't like
If they're going
colorists.
against the dark skinned people, you're like, yes, do more,
Mm,
drag it more.
absolutely not.
Um, But what else? I just don't like Evelyn Lozada. I think she's a nasty person. But this gave me a different light of her. Shout out to Will Packer, who it was just a really good show and series. Back to the concert, Escape did well. Tiny and Tamika split Latasha's parts, and they sound Latasha who. It was almost like you didn't realize she wasn't there. It was a really really good show. So that's where my voice is gone.
Damn. All
Yeah.
right. So who did better, Escape or Tamar? Who had better vocals?
Oh, Escape for sure.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah,
Who had better vocals, Kandi or Tamar?
Candy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
it was the most consistent. I think Tamar was still a little rusty,
Mm.
and those notes wasn't coming out the way they should have came out. Yeah.
Billy Goat Jr. All right, so I am so happy to see your beautiful face. I feel like you haven't been on here in so long. We have so much to talk about. Speaking of Xscape and SWV and their whole drama and reality TV show. So listen, I want to play first words. I give you a name and then you give me the first word to come to mind.
Okay.
All right. And for those of you who don't know, Busy Blue, YouTuber, is that your title? What do you want to be called? I know you are not a YouTube, like you don't want to. I don't know. You let me
I'm
know.
okay. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber.
Okay,
It's the only
because
thing I do.
right, because wait, that's the only thing you do.
I'm not a content creator. Like when it comes to this stuff on social media, I do YouTube only.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I was confused because right before we got on camera, he was saying how I didn't have a job and he has jobs like favorite parts. So I didn't know if you wanted to be reduced to just a YouTuber.
Well, no,
So,
I work with very important people up to the president, but I don't talk about that
oh,
stuff on the internet.
did you see your favorite former president get arrested? Well, he didn't get
O
arrested, but
Obama
did you
was
see him?
arrested?
Bye.
You said my favorite former. I don't know no other I don't have another favorite former.
Okay, first words, Tiny.
Hood,
Oh, I agree. Gloria or Mama Scott. Ain't that her name?
Precious. Sorry, like
Hmm.
the book and the movie.
Mm.
I should have said
Monique.
Monique.
Oh, okay. I see that. I see that. SWV.
Classic.
Okay. Candy Birds Tucker.
Businesswoman.
Okay. Tamika Scott.
Gentle.
Gentle. She actually is like my fave.
Yeah, she's
I
really
love her
cool. I
now.
like her.
Latasha Scott.
One word.
The
I don't
first
want to.
word of the first phrase, child.
I don't want to swear.
It
I
would be
guess see you
crooked
next.
for me.
I guess
Crooked.
see you next Tuesday.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Kenya to Tanya. Rocky. Edward Bivens.
Con man.
Crooked too. Um, listen, how do you feel about that situation with the 30K? Well, actually, do I want to start there? Let's start with Kandi.
Okay.
Let's start with Kandi. So Kandi, she's been in the blogs for the Xscape drama, SWV, Tamar and them. All right. Speaking of Tamar too, Tamar and Kandi, they got into the beef or whatever, and it stemmed from the Carlos King situation. I don't think I ever got your opinion on that.
Mhm.
Thoughts on Carlos King allegedly stealing the life story and not selling it to the theaters or the big movie heads, but to TV One.
I actually agree with Tamar. When you are a public figure, anyone can sell the rights to your story. Now, as someone who is a friend of yours, maybe you should communicate with them and let them know. But to call him a thief and he was stealing it and he was like, you can go to Barnes and Nobles and get a unauthorized biography of Beyonce and people will buy it. They want to see it. They want to know about who she is. And I think the same thing goes with someone who is in media who wants to, produce a show about something else. And you know what's really interesting to me? There was a speak on it that she did with Mona Scott Young. And in the speak on it, she was saying, like, yeah, I've already been shopping around, I've already started doing things. And Candy looked at her and said, what? And she's
Shopping
like,
around
yeah,
for what? Escape movie?
for the Escape show.
Oh.
And
Wait,
Candy said, what?
reality show or movie?
No, the movie.
Okay.
And she said it's already written, it's already been shopped. It's not that it hasn't happened yet. There's other things that need to happen. And Candy was confused.
Mm-hmm.
And Mona Scott said, yeah, yeah, things are already happening. So I think what's interesting, when I saw that, I thought what was interesting is that, oh, she don't got the same smoke from Mona Scott Young, maybe because they already talked about possibly doing something in the future.
Or maybe
But
they're not close.
Mona Scott is doing nothing different than what Carlos King was doing.
But Carlos and Candy shared an office.
And
Carlos
Mona Scott
produced
produced
Candy
their
on.
last tour.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she produced their whole the Great Escape. That was Mona Scott Young. She did their
Okay.
whole tour. She was their manager. So that seems close to me.
Okay. Listen. So
Whose side were you
it's
on?
what's in I don't have I feel like what Carlos King, I feel like we know each other. We've shared a business space. You work with my husband. You produced me on the Housewives of Atlanta for multiple years. I feel like we've built up such a rapport over the years that you can shoot me a phone call and be like, "Hey girl, this is what's happening. This is what we're doing." Like,
I
and
agree.
I don't understand why you would want to do a movie without them. That just does, like, if I'm making a movie about you, like, why wouldn't I want your knowledge or your input? And even if you didn't want her input, just be like, hey, girl, I'm doing this. No matter what you say to me, no matter if I have your blessing or not, it's business and I'm still going to do it anyways.
I'm with you. But do you would you consider him a thief?
I wouldn't consider him a thief, but I feel like what he did was not that right. No.
I'm with it. I'm with it. I feel the same way you do. I'm with Tamar about he didn't steal anything. Your life story is for public consumption. Anybody can make an unauthorized thing about you.
That's true.
That's true. So I don't like the way that Kandi is saying this stuff
Worded it.
about him. Yeah, he's not a thief. He's not doing anything wrong. People can do it. What you're hurt about is the fact that someone who was close to me didn't tell me that they were shopping a movie deal for my life. That's what her problem is. Someone who was close to me didn't tell me. But outside of that, to say somebody was trying to steal my story and put it out, and that's just it's just not true.
Okay. I totally agree with that. But the Tamar piece, why would you go on Instagram talking about Carlos don't need to steal nothing from nobody? This is my friend and he don't need. I just kind of felt like you're weaseling your way into a situation. You and Kandi went on to Big Brother, y'all mended fences, and now you just want to start drama. And not to mention, you and Carlos weren't even friends like that. Y'all had just met each other around that time. So none of that even makes sense. You're just weird.
I think that she probably feels the same. I think she still like wanted to foster a relationship with him. One, two, her and Mona Scott Young got into a tiff when they were creating that, Tamar Get Your Life show because she was bringing
Oh.
old people into it, and Tamar didn't know what was going on. And Mona Scott Young produced that show, and she didn't feel like her life was safe or her story was safe with Mona Scott Young. So who's the next person to be in line? You got Carlos King.
Okay. 30K. Child. Tamika Scott.
Where the money at?
Well, in Rocky's account all them years ago.
Do you? So I'll let you answer the questions because I'm a guest. Ask the
Listen,
questions.
I believed it when she said it, just based off of the mother's reaction. Cut the cameras. Okay, she turned into Black China. Cut the cameras, dead ass. And it's like, no, girl, you're cutting the cameras because not only is your family business being aired out, but your criminal behavior is being aired out too. So for me, I just kind of felt like, I believed her from the very beginning. Latasha, I think what is not serving her and why she's been put inside this villain role is not the husband being stupid on Tasha K. And it's really not the 30K. I think what cements all of that is the fact that she has such a bad attitude. So it makes us not even want to give you the benefit of the doubt. But when Tamika came out with those receipts, it was just kind of like case closed. What you think?
So about the case Coles part, I totally agreed. There's a Olivia Pope side of me that always wants to look at another side. And I remember when Tamika came out with that video and it was like the receipts were heavy. And when she had that white woman on her video too, Tiny's mother
Not
saying,
that white woman.
"Oh yes," and we called him, and I think the man's dead now, but he did say it. It's like she was,
Mojo Grady.
yeah. It made me feel like Tasha, you got like limited amount of options here. Either you give her money back, you keep acting stupid, or like I think those were the only two things. Or you ignore it. You couldn't do. You had to do one of those three things, and I didn't expect her to do the things she did. I feel like she stole the money. The receipts, the receipts that were provided made me feel like Rocky did more of the work than Latasha did more of the work. And if I'm gonna be honest, I felt like a long time. Tasha just really, I mean, she plays the dumb role so well that I was like, maybe she don't know that her husband's doing this stuff. Like maybe everything is truly happening and her husband's behind her back doing all of this stuff.
You know, yeah. That could be a possibility, but a part of me also feels like in the last episode, in the final scene, they was confronting her about the husband and the kickbacks and all of that stuff, and it made me feel like maybe she is, in on it, because the promoter was saying, well, I guess Rocky was saying that he was in communication with his wife, but he could have been lying, and maybe she was clueless. But I
Yeah,
just didn't
that's
like,
what I'm saying. It could be that she doesn't know that Rocky's doing this.
but
And sometimes you gotta name drop and say some stuff if you want to get a deal or you want to make sure that something's solidified. Sometimes that's a tactic that you use, like, oh yeah, my friend such and such is in, who's a bigger name. Then people will be like, okay, I got you.
I
Maybe
just don't.
Rocky was lying.
But why is it that every time you're confronted with receipts, I don't know, what is this? This couldn't what you're looking at text messages, read them. Do you know how to read? It's like
I
you're
don't think
always
she
act
does.
can't
I
be.
don't think she does
Can't.
because she's always lost and confused, and it's so frustrating to me. It's the thing that bothers me the most. What is this? What happens? I'm telling it was a Candy's last speak on it with Tiny, and Tiny was imitating her, and you could tell the frustration on Tiny's face. She's like, she always say, "What is this? What's going on? I don't know. What does this say? Read it."
Right. That irritates the hell out of me. She does that all the time, and it's like, girl, like when she was on Ricky Smiley, and they first off, I did not like that interview. It was so
Really?
all over the place. It was so
Okay.
all over the place. I just kind of felt like if you're gonna confront someone, especially when it comes, the receipts are out there, the video is out there. All you have to do is write down a couple of notes and just quote what Tamika said in the damn video. But it's like, I don't know who their research team is, but it was not good.
I don't think they're
Um,
asking the hard hitting questions because
no.
I would have started with, have you seen the video? And then if yes, choose your own adventure. If no, choose your own adventure. And they said that they seen the video. So then I would have said, well, why was Rocky name on the back of the check? like, we got to get down to the nitty gritty.
Mm-hmm.
Why was his name on the back of the check? Are you calling Tiny's mother a liar? What part did Tiny's mother lie about? Are you willing? Have you had a conversation with Tiny's mom? Or do you know what sound exchange is?
Have you
Have you
received your
ever gotten a
checks?
check from Child Sound Exchange?
Right,
Did you
like,
ever talk to your sister about sound? If you got these checks, did you make sure that your sister was getting a check? Y'all family, y'all been going through it in the trenches, three amigos since your daddy left. Did you ever call your sister when you got your sound exchange checks and say, hey girl, I'm getting a royalty. I want to make sure I sign you up and make sure you get a royalty too. Y'all never talked about sound exchange. Like let's get to who she is as a person. Yeah, they keep giving her these yes or no, I don't know, I don't remember, I don't recall those answers. And it's time to get down to the nitty gritty because either you talk to her about it or you didn't talk to her about it. You know the checks are coming or you don't know the checks are coming. Rocky signed them or he didn't sign them. You got to give her these yes or no's because if you give her a plausible deniability, she's
mm-hmm.
going to use it.
I completely agree. How did you feel about her apology live?
To be honest, I haven't seen one.
Oh, I
That
mean, it was a.
wasn't an apology live. There was no apology in it. It was my album not gonna sell, so I need to get on this camera.
I think it.
And nothing made sense. She kept saying, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. What are you talking about? Talk to me, show me. And the thing is, I want to say before that video came out with her tears, how she's been moving is already shown her character. We've already had conversations about with Xscape, Tiny, Kandi, and Tamika saying, we don't have her number. She hasn't talked to us. She doesn't reach out to us. So we know that as a
Yeah.
fact. She hasn't debunked it. She hasn't said, like, no, they all have my number. They can all reach me. She said it's about peace, and I need my peace and all of that. Then going into um her video with I don't know if was it an interview or whatever that was on straight on well, I don't know what that interview was, but she was like, um Kandi was mad that I was singing. Tiny couldn't sing the songs. Tamika's lying. Have I ever saw any? She gave all of this attitude. Then all of a sudden that video comes out that your sister does, and now you're like, oh, I don't know. I haven't seen. Talk to me. Tell me. I've been trying to reach out.
But you
Call me.
changed your number. You changed. They've literally, in 3 prior interviews, they've said, oh, Tiny just got her number. And Tamika said the reason why she changed the number and didn't give it to Kandi and Tamika and the whole rest of the peoples was because you needed to, quote unquote, what you call it? I guess save your peace.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're saying, talk to me. I've been reaching out to you. You're lying. You're a liar. You and your husband are crooks and y'all are lies. Period.
You know what's funny though? I don't think she's lying about reaching out now.
Now, after the receipts, that's when she started calling. That's when she picked up the phone and gave Sister Girl your number. Because those are faxes and documents, and she went to the printer and scanned it. And then edited it.
I agree.
Like, this woman is so sad, and her husband is such a crook. How do you feel about the husband being, apparently he has, like, these mistresses, and now she said that they have an open relationship or an open marriage, and some folks were saying, well, she was just saying that they have open communication. And I was like, no, I feel like she's trying to save face.
My thing is this. So one, I don't care about Rocky at all. He's a con man. He's a crook. He's a thief. He's a liar. He's not trustworthy. So I don't care what he does, like at all. I think what's weird is we find out later there's an open marriage. Why when he called into that lady podcast and she
What
leaked the
lady?
footage? You know what I'm talking
I'm
about.
just like,
Why when he called her, why didn't he say this is not new news because we have an open marriage?
right.
Like it's a lie. He was deflecting. Can you tell me this? Have you seen the tape of Todd going down on a
I was
transgender
like,
woman?
what?
Where the tape at?
Chile, honey, Chile. That I
Can
was
I ask
like,
you another question? Have you given any of your sex tapes to any of your siblings to hold?
you asking me?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I
Now, Tamika, I love you dearly. I wouldn't give my brother a gerbil. Like, let alone
yeah.
a sex tape.
Yeah. I didn't really
That
understand. She was like, "Oh, I just couldn't have it in my possession." And it was like, "Girl, put it in your you have a basement and an attic and a corner in the closet. Like, what are you doing?"
what if
I'm
her husband
confused.
found it and threw it away though?
Well, why don't you throw it away?
Well, she said she liked what she looked like. I mean, we all got one of those, and you like. She said she liked what she looked like. She said it was given. It was given what needed to be gave, and sometimes she need to go back and revisit it. But I don't know why you would give it to your sister.
So wait, who's in the sex tape with her? Is it the husband?
No, it's a older. This was taped a while ago. It's an actual tape.
Somebody said it was from 2016 after she got her body done, or something like that. Now, I did hear, I don't know, maybe I'm getting the timelines mixed up, but
Okay.
from I heard a while ago that the sex tape was like, oh, like years and years and years and years. And
Yeah.
then recently I just heard that she may have been not telling the truth, and it was after she got her body done. More recently, like in the last 5, 6, 7 years.
I mean, the body was doing what it needed to be, doing, but I just don't feel like she should have gave it to her sister.
Yeah, that was dumb. Okay, who's your headline, SWV or Xscape?
Well, I love Xscape. Like they're my favorite group.
Really? Of all
I've been
time?
listening. No, like in this duo.
Okay.
My
Okay.
favorite group is Boys to Men.
Okay.
Um but I know their songs like the most. I grew up on them. I listened to them. I followed them. So I've always been an Escape fan. Like I don't know the girls of SWV. I don't know about them. I know their hits, which is a lot. They got hits that stick like grits, but I don't know them. So I would say Escape. But for this show, I would say it would be cool to do an intricate co-headline. What you think?
I totally agree. I didn't know who Escape was until Kandi came on to the Housewives. And of course I knew Tiny from T.I. and Tiny.
Hmm.
But I knew who SWV was. Not a fan of either, but I felt like in real life, everything that Tiny and Tamika and Kandi have been saying, I feel like is very valid. We do have more social media followers. We do have more clout. We do have more
Agreed.
relevancy. We do sell more tickets. Uh, and I think that's valid. And we've been headlining. At the same time, that's cool for real life. But if we're thinking within the framework of this reality show where you
Okay.
guys are equally co-starring, right? They're equally co-starring in this show.
Okay.
No one has top billing on this show. It's 50% SWV, 50% Escape. So it doesn't
Is
make
it?
sense. It is. It is. It is. It's not Xscape featuring SWV. It's supposed to be. The show, I think the inception of the show was supposed to highlight them both equally. So within
Okay.
the confines of this show, it doesn't make sense to co-star on a reality show and then ask them open for us. That just doesn't make sense for me.
It was I'm with you.
Right? Like that's weird to me. Like if that's the case, don't do a show with SWV because really the show really could have been Escape. They had enough storylines.
By
We didn't
themselves, yeah.
by themselves, so we really didn't need. Maybe they just should have done Escape just kicking it season 2.
No, no. There needed to I love the fact that SWV is there. We needed some
Okay.
break. It's too much drama. And I feel like it would be so hard to sell those four women on a reality show, especially if it's turning out like this. They will say no. They like immediately say no. I think
Why?
SWV helped because they got so much drama. They still just trying to get together. They're trying to make
Perfect.
money. But it's what breaks up the group.
They're stronger than ever without that crook.
Latasha, I agree. No, I do agree.
And she needs to apologize
To who?
and make it work. Everybody, a sincere apology. You need to make it work with Kandi for bullying her way back in 1993.
She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's never heard about bullying. Do you think those tears were real?
I
I
think those
do.
tears were very real. She is, in a space where, she was living with her mother and, was in a space where she felt forced to steal, allegedly. And so, she doesn't want to revert back. She doesn't want to go back to the strip club. Like, she don't want to go
Yeah,
back. So she sees, and then I think Tiny and Kandi said something like, Tiny, she deals with the scrutiny all the time. And so does Kandi from the Housewives. They're always being
right.
attacked on social media. For her, it's something new and different because you're really not that relevant. No one really cares too much about you until
Oh
now.
God.
Until now, I'm saying in the grand scheme of the mainstream media, no one is
Okay.
really thinking about you. So
Right.
Latasha is the most relevant and the most famous that she's ever been in her entire life. And, even in her heyday of Escape, you're the most relevant you've been today. You just got your solo deal today,
Dragger.
30 years after the fact. So
Dragger.
you don't want to see that crumble down. You're distraught because your entire reputation, your crooked ways are being exposed.
Dragger.
It's the truth.
Dragger.
It's the
Dragger.
truth. You're sad for yourself. You're not upset about how you have come across to them. You're upset that we are now hopping on to, we see the bullshit. It was really rocky coming to us, with a scheme, with the bullshit. Whatever, Mama, what's her name? Mama Nora?
Yeah.
Aunt
Yeah.
Bertha.
Our birthday.
It was really
Well,
rocky,
I
not to
feel
us.
like you should hold back and tell us how you really feel. I thought I'd be going in on her. I ain't said none of this stuff before.
But did I lie?
I didn't say you. I didn't say you lied. I'm just saying,
And then for
just
you to be
bragging.
doing gospel, I just feel like it really, everybody already knows this, but church folks are just as crooked. I think even more crooked than regular non-church folk.
Who's
So
had
you
a big scandal like this? Like, I am not a church person. I mean, well, a gospel person like that. I'm more of like an inspirational music, person. But has there been a gospel artist that who's had like a big scandal like this? I know that
mm,
Kim, what's that lady name who always in trouble? She fell down.
Kim Burrell,
Kim Burrell. I
who
know she always stays in the media.
she's always in trouble for the things that she says and her nasty attitude.
Yeah, but it's not like bad, 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 bad.
There's a lot of
Um,
pastors. I don't know about singers or gospel artists
yeah.
per
I
se,
know
but I know
pastors
there's
are
a
in
lot
trouble.
of, yeah.
Would
But to
this be
me,
like
yeah.
the who's that man who got exposed for masturbating a lot?
Huh?
Kurt Franklin.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, how did he get exposed?
I mean, I get they talked about him being I think was it well, I don't quote me y'all cuz I'm a member of the queer community, so I don't know too much about that book. But I feel like
Not that book.
he was exposed for being a sex addict, or he just liked to masturbate a lot. Like it was like a regular he could do it for
Mm.
hours.
I never knew that.
And I feel
I
like
gotta
that
look
was a
into
big
that.
I think that do you?
Yeah, I need to look into that. I didn't know that. I don't know
And
a
he
lot
be
about
wearing
Kirk.
skinny jeans and everything now.
Yeah, and his face. Have you noticed his face
Uh-huh.
looks so different? It's like, what
It's
doctor?
giving feminine energy, and I love it. I love it, but
Yeah,
I've been I've been trying to think of a scandal that's been this big. What about Mary Mary? The
I don't
other
think
sister, wasn't her husband cheating on her?
they cheated. Yeah, he cheated. Hmm.
But was that a big scandal like that?
I don't think that was a big personal scandal. No crime committed.
So she's
I
coming,
mean,
she
there's,
walking in the door with a 30K scandal, open marriage, a lying, cheating. Like can you start a career like this?
but that's not too different from what church folks are already used to. That's what I'm saying. So
I
honestly, a
guess
lot of the folks feel like, oh, this is gonna hurt her album sales. Honestly, I feel like it's kind of gonna help them because imagine if none of this drama, like we wouldn't even be talking about Latasha. So I just feel like I feel like this is great for her. She'll get over it. She may be going through a trough, and maybe she's going through a mini mount depressive state right now because the world is attacking you. But like I said, you're the most relevant than you've been in 30 years. So suck
I
it
have a
up.
video of a short about her. I think it's at like 14K now. It I got in all of the comments that I've ever gotten, I only got one that said, um, who are you to judge? How dare you judge? I don't think the people are going to be going up for her album like that.
Okay. I just feel like I don't think people were going to go up for it either way. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So I feel like why not just have the controversy? Why not just get the clicks? And then I feel like Tiny, you saw she got the Pretty Hustle podcast. She see that
Mhm.
Tamika Scott and Kandi, they're monetizing. Not only did we get a check from Bravo, but we getting this check from YouTube and the podcast and everything else that we're doing. She needs to, I see that she now has the TikTok. She did her own YouTube video.
She should have never did that.
Why monetize off of it? Take on that villain role. Step in it. Step in your truth.
So, do you think that she thinks she is I feel like she convinces herself that none of this is true. Like all of this is fake. I don't know what you're talking about. I have never seen this before. I have no idea. I have no clue. Nobody talked to me about this. Nobody said it. Like, and I think she like adamantly convinces herself. so that she can feel like I'm still lost.
And I think that's the wrong road.
I'm just
I
saying, I
mean, I
don't think
guess you
that
kind of
she
have to.
feels
I
like
guess
she's the
you,
villain.
I feel like in this case, especially with the 30K, like who's gonna confess, yeah, I stole the 30K? Like, I just kind of feel like, okay, at this point, you kind of have to deny and act dumb. So, cause who in their right mind is gonna be like, yeah, I did it.
I mean, it's your
But
sister, and your sister's not trying to prosecute you. Like she's not taking this to jail. She's not asking for an attorney. She's just saying, don't lie about it. And if I knew that, look, my sister's just saying don't lie about it, she not gonna do nothing about it. I'd be like, look, I needed it. I'll work out a plan with her, but I did take it.
yeah, she ain't never gonna do that. She ain't ever gonna do that. I feel like from a real life perspective, just take the cameras and the show and the celebrity out of it. That would be the right thing to do is to confess. But because she's in the public eye, most people wouldn't even confess to that in private. So she's never going to be like, yeah, I did this, whatever, whatever. She's never going to do it.
I agree, and Rocky won't let her.
No.
How do
Because
you feel about Rocky?
the same way. He's a cheat. He's a crook. He's a lie. He's a thief. Allegedly,
Drag
allegedly.
him. Drag him.
I don't like him. He looks like he is going through it. He doesn't look that healthy.
What happened
His
to this tooth?
I never noticed his tooth, but I've noticed his dry skin, and I noticed his yellow. His eyes are not as white as they should be.
Oh no, liver damage?
I don't know. When they were on Ricky Smiley, I just noticed like, wow, the skin and the eyes, it's giving sad life, a hard, rough life.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it's weird. He's weird. He's not that great of a liar. You're not that great of a comment. You keep getting caught. Candy and them caught you. They have the bank statements and shit. Like, you're just lame. You're whacking.
I think it was
Honestly,
easier back in the day though. I think Tasha K explained it the best. When
oh,
she
you
was
said her
talking to him.
name.
I did. When she was talking to him on the phone and she's like, this digital footprint is different than when this the 90s. Like it's
Right.
not the same. You could text and send photos and this and that, but that don't mean that it's gone. And I think he keeps forgetting that.
He's an idiot. You don't know how to cover your tracks. Boo.
Well, he works for Kelly, so which has made me surprised because he's never been this sloppy.
R. Kelly kept the jig up for a while, honey. So listen.
For him to work for R. Kelly and be this sloppy about it, it just is
Yeah.
very strange to me. He didn't get all the information he needed to when he was under as an apprentice. He didn't get everything he needed to.
Okay, so do you feel like the show was a good idea for them? For both, either group?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I do. I think that this information did bring everything to light. I think it does resurface SWV. I wish they were doing things now because what I will say is that the arena that we went to on Saturday packed. Like there was not an empty seat. They was flashing the cameras on the Real Housewives of Potomac. They were there in the
Who?
crowd. Like it was Monique, her husband, I think Ashley was there. Like the girls came out.
Mm.
So I I feel like this was the best time for Escape to one showcase what's happening with the group. Let's be open with it, and then it does give this. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Like this heroic story, or this rags to riches story, or getting beyond the mess story for Tamika. Like I feel like even when we
Yes.
pay for the tickets, it's like you know what? I'm doing this for Tamika. And I'm gonna see. Let's see what she's giving, and I like them because they have tons of. Well, no, I don't want to say like tons, but like 6 other dates left. But the show was good, and I was just sitting there, and when Tamika was singing Tasha parts, you like yes, the crowd was going wild because you knew who was supposed to be singing, and you saw her do it, and it's like vindication.
Right.
Like you stole my money, you're a liar, and we don't need you. So I feel like as Xscape as a group, no, it hasn't helped them get closer or come together because they're dealing with a narcissist, and I don't think that um, Tasha's going to change. But I feel like if we're talking about getting the money aspect with those three girls coming together and going on tour, right in the midst of always being in the trending topic, it's genius. It's
Yeah.
genius.
Yes, yes, yes.
You
I
don't think
love
so?
it. I absolutely agree. I feel like everything that happened on this show needed to happen.
Yeah.
SWV and Escape now know maybe we can't do a tour together. If in case you were thinking about it, and this is
Mhm.
what you can expect. I feel
But don't
like
you
I'm
feel bad about their relationship? Like it does seem like it kind of tarnished
a little bit.
somewhat because you got the old ladies going down to Instagram doing their lives, and then you got Escape going on to their YouTubes and the radio and doing
Making
their
money.
yeah doing their talks.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're still going head to head. So I feel
Yeah.
like a relationship that wasn't bad before.
It's now sour. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But I feel like y'all wasn't really working with them too closely anyway. So listen, it is what it is. Tamika needed to expose her sister. That was years and years and years of
Did.
trauma, and just a weight now has been lifted off of her. She can now shine as the star that she is. Latasha, she can start from ground zero. You're a
She don't have
gospel
to.
artist. Figure your life out. Um, it is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta let it all out, and it has to get ugly before it gets better. So I feel like that's what we saw on this show.
I don't.
Yeah.
You think it's gonna get better?
Well, I feel like maybe not as a group. Maybe they'll never perform as a foursome ever again. But I feel like individually they'll, do what they need to do.
Yeah. Somebody go check on Latasha.
Somebody, please. Busy. Where can the folks find you?
Oh, you can find me on YouTube at Busy Blue. Just type in Busy Blue, no space and no E. I'm also on Twitter, um, Twitch, and Instagram. All of the information is the same. Busy Blue, no space, no E. I always love coming up. Thank you for inviting me, Aaron.
Thank you for coming. So short notice. I appreciate it.
No, and anytime.